Let's talk about the Pythagorean theorem. First, you need to know that the Pythagorean theorem only works when you have a right triangle. This will not work for any other kind of triangle. In a right triangle, the two sides that make the right angle are called the legs. The side directly across from the right angle is called the hypotenuse. The Pythagorean theorem is the equation a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The legs are always your A or your B. Since you're adding them together, it doesn't really matter which one's which. But you need to know that the hypotenuse is always C. So let's do some examples. We need to find the missing side length of this triangle. Right now, I see my right angle, and I look directly across, and that's the side that I'm trying to find. So I need to find C. Since I'm finding C, that means I need to square my legs and then add them together. So I'm going to take 28 and 80, square them, add them together, and set that equal to my c squared. Remember that 28 squared means 28 times 28, and 80 squared means 80 times 80. So 28 squared is 784, and 80 squared is 6,400. When I add 784 and 6,400, I get 7,184 is equal to my c squared. But I just want to find c, not c squared. So to undo the square, I have to take the square root. When I take the square root of 7,184, I get that c is about equal to 84.758, etc., etc., etc. My directions say to round the answer to the nearest tenth. So I want to look at the hundredths place, that 5, to decide if my 7 to the left is going to stay a 7 or if I need to round up and change it to an 8. Since 5, since it's a 5, we want to round that 7 up to an 8. So my answer would be that C is about 84.8. Now let's do another one. Again, we need to find the missing side length of the triangle. First, I'm going to look at my right angle and look straight across. And it looks like this time I have my hypotenuse. I know what C is. So since I would add the legs together to get the hypotenuse, if I have the hypotenuse, that means I can subtract them to find my missing leg, to see what I added to 67 squared to get 71. So I'm going to square my numbers, my values, and I'm going to subtract them. 71 squared minus 67 squared equals b squared. Remember that 71 squared means 71 times 71. 67 squared means 67 times 67. And I get 5,041 minus 4,489 is equal to b squared. When I subtract those, I get 552. But again, I want a b squared, or sorry, I want 1b, not b squared. So I have to take the square root of 552. And I get that b is about 23.49. I look at that 9, and that 9 tells me that I need to round that 4 up to a 5. So my answer here would be that missing side length is 23.5.